All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the fourth part of the show, we are now going to get into the final two segments here standings predictions. So let's get into them. So we'll start off with the AFC North, and then in the final segment, we'll do the AFC South. So when it comes to the AFC North, I mean, I said it over and over again. This is the best division in football. And I think, now, this is what I got here. I got every team finishing with a winning record. Now, I do have the Bengals and the Ravens making the playoffs. Tomorrow I'll go over my playoff teams. But this is what I got for the division. And for me, when it comes to the Steelers, we'll start with the Steelers. Now, I know their offense struggled in the preseason. I understand that. But, until proven otherwise, with Mike Tomlin as the head coach, I'm going to say they somehow still find a way to finish with a winning record. And I know Steeler fans are not going to be happy because they want to see more. They want to see more. I was watching the highlights the other night. It's been a long time since this team has won a playoff game. It's been a long time. And they've made the playoffs, but they haven't won. They made it in 2020, in 21, last year, but they're one and done. And to me, the way I have it, they're on the outside looking in, once again. And that's not good enough. Now, it also doesn't help that they play in a tough division, the toughest division in football. But that's just how I see it right now. Now, last year, they did kind of benefit from the Bengals, and Burrow getting hurt, because they ended up sweeping the season series with the Bengals. And Joe Burrow didn't play in either of those games. Now, if Burrow does play, those games go very differently. And the Steelers' schedule towards the second half of the year is brutal because they play all these teams right here in their division. They play the Chiefs on Christmas. They play the Eagles, I believe. It's a very tough schedule. And I don't know why the NFL decided to do that. But I do think I'm going to give them that respect. They're going to somehow find a way, some way, somehow, to get to 9 wins. Because Mike Tomlin has never finished with a losing record. But again, that's not good enough for the Steelers. Steeler fans are going to be very frustrated. We could very well see Russell Wilson and Justin Fields play their fair share of games throughout the year. Russell Wilson's at least going to start. And then we'll see if they go to Justin Fields at some point. But I got the Steelers at 9-8. So, and being in last place in the division. So, that's my thoughts on the Steelers. Then with the Browns, like I said, when it comes to them, I do think Deshaun Watson is going to be inconsistent throughout the year. But I do think that the Browns are going to be a good team once again. They got a very good defense. And like I said, Deshaun Watson's going to have his moments where he's going to look good. And I do think that the Browns are a 10-win team. Last year, they won 11 games with 5 different starting quarterbacks. So, and this year I got them finishing a game worse than that. And we'll see. Hopefully Nick Chubb comes back at some point this year. Right now he's going to miss the first 4 games, but it's possible that he could come back, much later in the season. But, I liked, the Jerry Jeudy trade, although, giving him the 3-year extension, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that, but I like their offense. You hope the offensive line can stay healthy because that was a problem last year. That was another group that, got ravaged by injuries. You had the backfield getting hurt. You had the quarterback position. And you had the offensive line. All deal with injuries. And the Browns are kind of hoping that doesn't happen again. But I do think 10 wins is fair for the Browns. Then for the Bengals, I got them at 11-6 in second. And this is because Joe Burrow is healthy. Healthy Joe Burrow. The Bengals are going to finish with a better record than they did last year. And we got to wait and see what happens with Jamar Chase because he's still holding in right now. And, there's no guarantee he's going to play on Sunday against the Patriots. And if that's the case, it's going to be the T. Higgins show, which is not a bad thing because T. Higgins could definitely handle it. And with Burrow being back, that really helps. So, yeah, but I think it really all comes down to Burrow being healthy. Because if Burrow's not healthy, his team's not going to win 11 games. But I do think with him back, I think 11 games is fair. But they also got to get Jamar Chase back as well. They have to get him back. So, I think 11 wins is fair for them. And then for the Ravens, I think this is the best team in the division. I'm going to give them that respect from last year because, they won the division last year. They had home field. And, of course, they had the MVP in Lamar Jackson. And now you bring pretty much everybody back. You got Derrick Henry now in the fold. I think this is a 12-win team. And Lamar Jackson stayed healthy. That's been a problem the last couple of years. Is Lamar Jackson would get hurt late in the year, and that would derail the Ravens' season. Now, they still made the playoffs in one of those years, 2022. Tyler Huntley had to be the starter. Will take over as the starter. And he started in that playoff game against the Bengals. But you just see how this team is when Lamar Jackson is healthy. They are very good. And now bringing Derrick Henry in, again, that's one of the more intriguing things to pay attention to throughout the season because that's going to give defenses headaches, especially towards the goal line. Because running the read option, is Jackson going to keep it? Or is Derrick Henry going to run it up the middle? Or is Derrick Henry going to throw a touchdown pass? Because, we've seen that a few times. But yeah, this is what I got here for the AFC North. Let me know what you guys think, though, about my predictions here. How do you see this division playing out? Again, would not surprise me if every team in this division finishes over 500. Somebody's got to finish in last. But yeah, I got the Steelers in last. And the Steelers have a championship caliber defense, but it's just the offense that is going to be a problem, I think, this year, if the quarterbacks don't play well. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. about the AFC North. So, when we come back from our final break of the show, we will talk about the AFC South next. And then tomorrow, I'll go over the AFC West. So, tomorrow, we'll preview, of course, our first real preview of the year. Ravens Chiefs. That's how I'll open the show. I'll go through the AFC West standings, give you my predictions for those. I'll go over my playoff teams, my Super Bowl prediction, and then I'm trying to think. I think I might do like awards, like who I think is going to win what particular award. I think that's how we'll break down the show tomorrow. So it's just going to be, it's just going to be all predictions and things like that, which I'm really excited about. Can't wait for this game tomorrow night. It's going to be, I guess, like I've said constantly, it's been a long off season, so I just want to get to that point. And hopefully I'm a little bit better tomorrow, because again, still dealing with this these allergies here. So, but definitely, you can still hear it in my voice, but definitely feel better today. Well, definitely getting better each and every day. So, hopefully tomorrow I'm a little bit better. And yeah, no, it's the season is upon us, but we're gonna take another break, or our final break, and then we'll do the AFC South predictions here. So for one final time today, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.